This past Christmas season, I felt like God was asking me the question, do you trust me? There was something that I've been praying for a really long time, and as the Christmas season began, it seemed like the ball started rolling on that prayer being answered. And I thought it was going to happen right away. And then after weeks and weeks of waiting for that prayer to be answered, I was still waiting. And I felt like through that entire season, I was going back and forth with God saying, I trust you and I know you're going to work this out. And other days feeling like, God, are you even working this out? Are you even going to answer this prayer that me and my husband have been praying, God? And throughout that entire season, I felt like I was clinging to the verse in Luke chapter 1, verse 45. Elizabeth says to Mary, the mother of Jesus, "Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her." And so that entire season, I kept thinking, okay, blessed I will be if I just trust in God. Blessed I will be if I trust that He will answer this prayer in His own timing. And as that season came to an end, after God worked in ways that I didn't even know He was working, He answered that prayer. And He provided abundantly more than my husband thought that He would. And it was incredible. And I left that season feeling so ecstatic, thinking, man, I can trust God. He's got me. I got him. We're all good. God is who He says that He is, and I can trust Him with everything that I have. And I felt good leaving that season. And then the next season came. And in this season right now, I feel like God's asking me that same question again. Do you trust me? And it's funny, as I've walked through this season, I was doing a Bible study with a friend on the first 3 chapters of the book of Revelations. And in those first 3 chapters, Jesus is writing letters to the churches through His disciple, John. And at the beginning of every letter, Jesus addresses Himself. He says who He says that He is. And in Revelations chapter 2, verse 8, Jesus says, "I am the first and the last, who is dead but now alive." And throughout many of the letters, He says that I'm the one that holds the 7 stars, that I am the one that is living and alive, and I have it all in the palm of my hand. And as I look back on the past few years of my life, right after I've gotten serious in my relationship with Jesus, as I reflect on every season, I see He asks me the same question that He's asking me now. Do you trust me? And every season I felt like He was asking me that question, but asking me for a little bit more of my trust. And as I'm reading through Revelation, seeing that He is the beginning and the last, that He's the Alpha and the Omega, that He holds it all in the palm of His hands, I feel like I'm beginning to understand that God is greater than I can imagine, that He's doing more than I can see, that I can't mess up His plan ultimately or for my life, and He has it all, and that I can trust Him. And every time I look back on my life in those seasons of do you trust me? And when I chose to say, yes, I trust you, even when I was scared out of my mind, every time I said, yes, I trust you, man, He's done something greater than I could have expected. He's provided. He's shown up. He's proven that He is who He says that He is, and that He's worthy of our trust. In a world full of people where everyone's got trust issues, God is worthy of our trust. He is worthy of being followed. He is worthy of being relied on, because He has it all in the palm of His hand. So do you trust Him? Do you trust that He is who He says that He is? Do you trust that He's got you? Do you trust that He's going to provide in the ways that you need Him to? May God be with you today.